There it is. Yeah, that's what she said. Not ironically. Like, that's what she said. But, yes, you are officially supposed to be there on campus right now, but she's going and checking with Miss Winsline right now to see if did someone change your schedule without letting you know. For the time being, just hang out. Okay? So, aloha. Boy, are we all crammed into the back corner. Just like, get as far away as possible. Right? Yeah? Technically, until you're 18 in South Dakota, you have to. So, well, 16 with parental approval. But, aloha, everyone. I'm Sullivan. You can call me Sullivan. Call me Ryan, Sully. As long as it doesn't involve profanity or the prefix Mr., I don't care. You're going to find out pretty quick. I'm pretty informal. In fact, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to, as long as you're taking care of business, I'm probably going to screw around more than you. Okay?
I don't think that's possible. Yeah. Especially now with me back.
Bet? All right. Those things are insanely accurate. Those aren't even close to the Nerf guns that I had when I was a kid. Because I aimed above you. I'm not actually trying to hit you, you goober. Okay. So. Okay, so there we go. So here's the deal. This class, you'll notice it says Algebra 1 on your campus. Right in front of it in parentheses, it says IN. That's inclusion. What this class is, you know we have Algebra half and we have Algebra 1. We have the first half of Algebra, the second half of Algebra. This is a class that is instructor permission only. You can only be in this class if your general ed and or special ed teachers got together and said, if they go into Algebra 1, it's going to be rough. So let's send them to Sullivan instead, and we're going to have, it's like Algebra 0.8. Okay? Where in here, we're going to take all the stuff you learned last year, we're going to beat the living snot out of it and make sure that you understand it. There is no, well, we're going to have to move on, you either get it or you don't. No, it's, we're going to do the thing until you get it. If you're cool after one day, great. If it takes us 2 weeks, cool. We don't have a set of standards that we have to do in here. Instead, we got a general content that says, you need to know this before you go to geometry. I'm going to get you what you need before geometry, or business math, depending on your choice. And that's it. We don't move on until you get it. Now, I'm going to go through a lot of stuff up here, but one of the things that we're going to go through is something I already got to do right now. I am a big proponent of the phrase, I will treat you like an adult until you show me that I can't. And part of that is when someone's trying to tell you how the next year of your life is going to be, and you got all your laptops open, obviously playing games, not listening to a damn thing I'm saying, that's a problem. So let's close those. I swear it's like dealing with my 4-year-old. And it's like, don't touch your brother. Don't touch him, don't you? Okay. Y'all, I don't like day one either. I really don't. I hate day one because it's a lot of talking. That too. I really dislike day one because it's a lot of talking, but I also want to make sure that everyone knows exactly how things are going to go down. Because if you're in this class, odds are your relationship with math is not the greatest. Odds are either maybe you actually like it, it's just really difficult. Or, more likely, it's probably like a 20-80 split, you hate the living fornication out of math. And you never, ever want to see another letter next to a number again in your life. Okay? Odds are, if you're in this class, you're probably somewhere in there. That's what this class is made for. My goal isn't to force you through the pipeline and say, learn all of this abstract stuff that you're never going to give a rip about, and then you're going to forget as soon as you graduate because you're going to go do this and it has nothing to do with it. No. My plan is to make sure you know the bare minimum to get your credit and move on. Make sure you know the bare minimum to go into geometry if you want to. Make sure that you get it instead of, well, I played the points game and at least I didn't fail. Like, actually understand what the crap's going on. How many of you plan on buying your own vehicle? Someday, renting. You want to live somewhere besides a cardboard box behind Hardee's? You're gonna need to know how numbers work, how graphs work. That's what the majority of the class is. But we get to do ours different than the other classes. You go down to Miss McCreary's class. You go to Miss Works. You go to the Algebra half classes, not the inclusion class that a lot of you had last year with Mr. Skoglin. Those all have standards that they have to do. Like, in all of my other classes, I don't get a choice. There are things that I have to do. I have to get through this. That is my contractual obligation. In here, I get to take those rules and yeet. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever we need to get you through the material. So, a little bit about me. I'm autistic. Not too many kids have ever ran across a teacher who is also autistic or neurodivergent in any way. Neurodivergence is the entire umbrella. Autism, ADHD, OCD, schizophrenia, bipolar. What neurodivergence means, my brain is literally wired differently than a lot of other people's. It also means that I'm just about perfect to take care of this class, because I'm betting a good chunk of you fall under that as well, whether you're diagnosed or not. You know how many kids go through high school and they just think, man, I suck at school. And then they go on into the workforce, they're like, God, life is hard. And then they talk to someone online, they say, hey, that was me. Wait, you do that too? And they start talking and talking and talking, and then they go and see a counselor because their whole life is falling apart and they don't know why they're so anxious all the time about stuff. And then they do a little bit of assessment like, bro, you got ADHD. You didn't know? ADHD isn't just the kid who's always amped up and running circles around the room. Okay, it's not problem child. It literally means that your brain is wired differently. For me, that means I struggle with social communication. You're going to see a lot of weird, awkward pauses in my speech. I struggle to maintain eye contact. I'm going to blurt out things that I really shouldn't as a teacher. I'm going to just say it. Y'all know when that comment just, there it goes, and you're trying to catch it and it ain't coming back. This guy. Right? It means sometimes it might seem like I'm just ripping you in front of the whole class. Y'all, I'm not trying to be that guy. For comedic effect, sometimes. But sometimes I'm just brutally honest. I learned a long time ago that I'm a better teacher if I'm just me. Don't try to pretend. Don't try to pretend that I'm neurotypical. Don't try to pretend at professionalism. Okay? I'm going to say and do a lot of stuff that teachers ain't supposed to do. But that's because I'm just me. The world needs to adapt to that reality, not me adapt to theirs. And if you fall anywhere along the neurodivergent spectrum, this is your house. Okay? You will see me walking down the halls stimming. Y'all know what stimming is? Where you need some form of physical stimulation to regulate the way your brain works. So you'll see me hand flapping. You'll see me fidgeting. You'll see me flapping my hands like this. You might see my head wandering a little bit. It's okay. That's just what my body needs at the moment. So it's what I do. A lot of people who are neurodivergent are told not to do that because it's not normal or it's not okay by neurotypical teachers and parents and peers. In this house, you do whatever you need to. I got a whole bucket full of fidgets over here. If you need to get your squiggle on, get it. Okay? Whether you're in my class or not. Whether you're one of my students or not. If you got a friend who is going to be taking a biology test and they're just really wigged out, tell them, oh, dude, go get one of Sullivan's little squishies. By all means. For years, I've been able to tell whenever there's a chemistry test because there's like a conga line of kids that come in here checking out a calculator and taking a fidget. I want you to, okay? Because I'm the same. It means I have a lot of sensory issues. You notice at the front? Those aren't just off. I took the bulbs out. So I couldn't even have lights in the front of my room because it's too bright. Honestly, if I could remove even more, I would. But I was told I can't because, ableism. This is the only day of the year that you're going to see this board lit up like this. I always invert the colors. I invert the colors because this is too bright. This gives me a headache. My head feels like there's a raging little dwarf in there with an axe just going, ah, ah. It's just pounding up there right now because I've had to spend the whole day flapping my lips and staring at a bright light. Sorry. You just got to know that things are going to be a little bit different because I'm a little bit different. That's okay. Additionally, if you have any other needs that are not met in a traditional classroom, you advocate for yourself in my room. Y'all know what self-advocacy is? I hope you would by high school. I'm also a special education teacher. I'm math and special ed. For 14 years, I have taught a combination of everything from functional mathematics, can I count, change, and read a clock, all the way up through pre-calc and differential equations. I used to run a group home. If any of you have been in or know someone who had to stay in a residential facility of any kind, I used to run one. Okay? I specialize in autism and behavioral disorders. Anyone here conduct disorder? Anyone here of mood disorder? Okay. Reactive attachment disorder, PTSD. Okay. Those are my boys. I learned more working in a group home than I ever did in any teacher college crap. You learn more about yourself and you learn more about interacting with people. If you got something going on in your life, you don't have to tell me. But, oh howdy, I probably heard it before. One of my boys, actually, he found me on Twitter. Like 15, 16 years later, he found me. He's one of my favorite kids in the world. He was in our group home because he almost beat his dad to death with a golf club because they were using him as a sex slave. Okay? I've heard stuff. I've seen stuff. I have the kid just a couple years ago text me and says, I'm not going to have my homework done because I got to go pick up my dad from the bar. She sends me this at 2:30 in the morning. I stayed up all night just texting back and forth with her. Okay? So if you got something going on, I want you to understand this isn't the class that's going to say, you are in here to learn math. You will math now. You will not be a human being in any other respect. No, 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 no. Sometimes life happens and you can't math. Sometimes you're so far in your own head that you can't even think about what I'm going to have for lunch, much less try to do a system of two linear equations, right? I want you to know that this is a space that is okay for that. So we're going to go through some stuff up here where hopefully you will all agree this is supposed to be a zero stress room. Zero stress. Y'all know some of our kids from last year? Anyone know like Stacia, Tava, Rylan, Robert? We had a big crew last year. We had 2 classes. Okay. Go ask them how algebra works in here. They all said it was the first time they ever understood math. Okay? I hope that I can be the same for you. So, 1, this is not a trap. I want everyone to, if you have your computer, open it. No geometry dash, no whatever, just. Okay? Okay. Now you can either type in sullivanclasses.weebly.com or you can go to the school site, to the high school, staff, math, and click on my name. Okay, either way, you're going to want to bookmark this because everything you need for the class is going to be here. Don't you go texting me at 9:30 at night asking, did we have any homework? It's here. I'm still going to tell you if I see it. I might make fun of you a little bit, but I'll still tell you. Got to give you a little crap, right? Okay, I want you to bookmark that. If not, it is up there in the back. Like contact information is always just thrown up in the back corner of the room there. I'm also going to be sending a lot of stuff out on Remind. So once you have that bookmarked, if you do not have a device, a personal device, if you do not have a smartphone, even a dumb phone, like flip phone, old school T9, even if you don't have that, all you need is a laptop. If you're on your laptop and you do not have a personal device that you are comfortable using, then go to remind.com. If you have a personal device, is there anyone here who hasn't been on Remind yet? Okay. It's pretty easy. It is a school-based message app. Now, I don't know what the equivalent is that you guys use now. The last message app that I used was Kick and Line, and I'm pretty sure those are only used by pedophiles now. So, like, I don't know, like that, but not pedo for school. Okay. That's a pretty bad way to say it. Last time I used them was when I played Clash of Clans competitively, like 4 or 5 years ago. Okay. And then we had a kid, and then I had to like put it all away. Yeah. So, if you're here, cool. If you go to the bottom, there's stuff about Remind right here. Also, under classes, come on you, under our inclusion algebra, this is our page, which includes the code to get into our classes Remind. You're going to want this because it's going to do about 4 things for you. 1, every day that we have class, I'm going to send out the assignment. If we have an assignment. Y'all, in my algebra, I try my best to make sure you never take a scrap of paper out of my room. I don't want to assign homework. You got a life outside this room, go live it. Okay? I try my best to have you do everything in class. If we have an assignment, it's probably something you didn't finish in class, and it's not going to take you long, but I will always send it out on Remind. 2, I send out class announcements all the time, or just general school announcements. You ever get super confused on days that we have a late start? Because, like, when does it start? Like, do I go to 1 and 2 and then lunch, or is it just 1 and then lunch, or what? I send out the schedule to everyone. I'm up at like 5 because I got to get my kids ready. My boy just started preschool today, and he did not. Man, you know, you see on TV like the tearful goodbyes with the parents or whatever, like the end of Pets 2, or no, not my kid. He's like, see ya. I'm getting in my truck, and he's already like dangling from a tree out in the yard. It was great. It was great. But anyway, I'm up super early, so usually when they send out an announcement that's weather related, like no school, late start, something like that, I get the message at 5:30. I send it out on Remind to everyone who's on my Remind in any way, shape, or form. My kids are usually the first to know. Okay? It's enough to wake you up because you still won't silence your phone. Why do kids not silence their phone when they go to bed? Yeah.
So I can hear my alarm go off on my phone.
You know that Do Not Disturb allows you to say which things get to make noise?
Still wakes me up either way. Hey, really? Get up at 6
Yes.
o'clock every morning.
Mine isn't on silent right now, but the only things that get to make noise on my phone right now are if I get a call from one of 4 people. You can do the settings for your Do Not Disturb. Do it another time, okay? But I will send out assignments. I will send out notices. I will send out links with the assignment every day if you miss class for any reason. I'm talking about miss class because I was gone for golf. I was gone for drama. I was gone because grandma's dead because we don't respect COVID. I was gone because I just had a horrible night and didn't come to school. I was gone because I was physically in the room, but I didn't hear anything. Guess what? This is being live streamed right now.
To where?
YouTube.
Hey, what?
This is live streaming on YouTube right now. And after the class is over, there's a webcam right up here. Okay. No one, they don't see you, it's just on the front of the room. Okay. After the class is over, it automatically uploads as a VOD, which means if you're gone for any reason, you don't miss class, you get to just poke the button and watch class if you want. I also send that link out every day on Remind. So your assignment, a video of class, maybe there was something we said in class, you're like, okay, I know he went over this and I don't remember it. Cool. Click the video, go in the thing, watch that part of class, hear it again. Okay? Don't watch the live stream now, that's creepy. Okay? Y'all, on our page here, on our inclusion algebra page, there you go. That goes directly to the playlist for this channel, for this class. And nothing in the playlist yet because the class isn't over, but boy howdy, there's this guy. Okay? So, I need you all to be on Remind because I'm going to send that out every day we have class. But the fourth, and I do believe the most important reason I need you on Remind is because it's a tutor in a pocket. If I am conscious and I am not being attacked by a 2 or 4-year-old goblin, I will answer your questions. If you're working on something, let's say it's not even for my class. Say you're working on balancing equations for physical science. Maybe you had to retake it. Send me I'm stuck on something. Take picture of thing. Send to me. How do I do this? The next time I see it, I will scribble all over it and send it right back to you. Tutor in a pocket. I want you to use it. Okay? I want you to ask me questions. And anything that you respond to that remind with is private. If it says, Mr. Sullivan says, okay, now that's me sending an announcement to everyone. But any of your replies and my reply to that, those are all private. Okay? You don't have to be embarrassed about asking a question. You shouldn't be in class anyway. We'll get to that. But you don't have to be embarrassed about asking a question because no one else can see it. It just comes to me. Maybe you just don't feel comfortable talking in class. But you can ask there. Maybe you missed class and you're watching the video and you say, okay, so at 48:15 on the video, you said this. Why wasn't that a negative? If you sent that to me, I'm going to do a happy dance. I'm going to pop up off my couch at home and I'm going to start happy flapping around the room like, dude, someone asked me a question. It's great. They're learning. Okay? I want you to use it. I want you to pester me. I want you to send me random memes. Just make sure they're appropriate. Like, no joke, we've had to ban like 2 or 3 kids over the last few years because they sent me like a random sword fighting meme. And I was like, whoa, Casey, no. I'm just making up names. Chill, okay? So, now, if you do not have a personal device, whatever I send to the entire class goes right here. So it's on the webpage anyway. Our plan book is embedded right there in the site. If you want to use the join code, if you're one of those kids that likes to log into Planbook and have it all on there, join code's right there. Just poke it and you're good. I got to make sure they work. Last hour's was broken, but it should work. So I'm going to send out the assignment every day on Remind. It's right there on Planbook. We probably finish it in class anyway because I don't want you to have homework. You seeing how all of this is just kind of on a silver platter, ready to roll? I hope. Okay. So to get everyone into Remind, not you. Okay. Same thing, but yours is going to be at F21 S22 Alg half. Right?
No, it's F.
Oh wait, no S22. Alg. Okay, I'm thinking next hour. Sorry. Thank you. S22 Alg. There we go. Okay. So either you have the Remind app, that's your join code. If you don't have the app, you can just do it through a text message. You send that code to that number. Or you go to remind.com, sign in with like your school Google account, and that's your join code for the class. Okay? I need everyone in there, like right meow. Okay? You also get to choose how you want notifications. Like, if you sign in with your email on the laptop and then you do it later on your phone, it might start sending you notifications on both. You just go into the settings and change it. So you don't need a phone to do this, but boy, is that handy if maybe you missed a day or two of class. Maybe Rona is running rampant through our school again, and you're on quarantine for 2 weeks. Well, you watch class at home on YouTube, and you text me questions. You good. Okay? Also, at the end of class, I will be sending everyone out their homework assignment tonight through Remind. It's very simple. I'm going to send you a link for a lame little personality quiz based on game color pie theory because I'm a dork and I want you all to poke through the quiz and I'm going to know something about you that you probably don't want me to. The kid who comes up as blue, black, red, Grixis, you're basically a serial killer in training. You just don't know it yet. It's fun. I do that with every class at the beginning of the year just to make sure that everyone knows how to access Remind. Yes, sir.
It's asking for my phone number. Should I trust it?
You can. You don't have to. But, no, okay. If you've never used Remind before or if you don't remember how it works, Remind is meant for schools. I've been on Remind for over 10 years. I was on the beta group for it. And Remind keeps your number private. It keeps my number private. I don't stalk you. You don't stalk me. It is all through Remind. It is specifically meant for schools. And it's so slick. Okay? So, is there anyone who's having trouble getting in?
I won't be here Friday.
Good thing it'll be on YouTube. Swing by tomorrow if you can, though, tomorrow at Spartan time, to pick up the packet of notes. I don't have them printed right now. Okay. So, if we got all that done. Cool. Okay, so there's Remind, plan book, materials. I'm doing everything so out of order right now. I apologize. Like my bouncing ball is just okay. So here's the deal. Materials in this room. What you need. You need a notebook. That's it. You need a notebook. I would hope you all have a calculator. If you don't, we always have calculators in class you can use. If you're not comfortable with graphing calculators because those are like alien technology, then I like robbed Walmart blind. I got a whole bunch of these scientific calculators. Casios are, it's like $9, and this thing will do calculus. This will do everything except graph. This will do more stuff than the graphing calculators. Those will do graphing. These will do everything else. They're like $9, $10. Okay? Same on notebooks. If you don't have notebooks, I've got a billion graph and dot paper books up there. So if you don't have stuff, let me know. If money is a thing, just say, hey, I need a notebook. We couldn't like go get, and I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll just throw you a book. Okay? You should never have to pay a cent for public education. That includes your materials. You talk to me, you talk to our guidance office, you talk to our SPED staff. We've all got free stuff to just hand out. Okay? If you need it. In fact, I think I still have a bunch of graph paper and calculators that someone donated last year that I might be able to hand out. Okay? So, you should have a notebook, you should have a folder, and a calculator. Guess what? No book for this class. There's no book. There's no login. There's no carrying around a 50-pound chunk of future bonfire fuel. Okay? There's none of that. In here, to be perfectly honest, I always do this when I don't want it to be recorded for posterity. We are using pirated curriculum that I took from a district that I worked at like 9 years ago. I just have all the PDFs and we're going to print them out. Okay? So, you will get a packet The packet is a combination, your in-class notes and your homework in one shot. You do the stuff in the packet, next section. You do the stuff in the packet, next section. You do the stuff in the packet, next section. I'm going to supplement that. Every now and then I'm going to give you a handout. That's why you need that folder. Because every time we have a quiz, you're just going to turn that notebook and that folder in on the counter. I go through it to make sure you did it, mark it off, you're good. That's it. That's your homework and notes for this class. Okay? It is very much a catch and release model too. It's pretty nice. I show you the thing, we do the thing, I say, cool, your turn. You do the thing. And I'm walking around and I'm double checking, making sure you're all good. Okay? We're usually going to have 2 or even 3 teachers in here. So you better be asking questions. We're set up like the Senate chamber for a reason. I want you talking to each other. When I say it's time for you to do this thing, that does not mean start discussing the new Fortnite secret layer for Magic. Yeah, Magic the Gathering is doing a secret layer collectible edition of Fortnite cards next year. It's hilarious. Yeah, they're going to make so much money because nerds just throw cash at that stuff. But anyway, they're doing a Street Fighter too. They're doing like a bunch of other like outside intellectual properties. But anyway, focus. Yes.
For the math, but would it be possible if we could have partners for some of them?
You're supposed to.
Wait, you're joking.
No.
One of my other classes is around work.
Now, for a test, no. For a quiz, no. For every single thing else we do in this room, I want you working together. You're supposed to. Because one person usually gets dumb ideas. 2 people together might see each other's dumb ideas and make a good idea. 74 million dumb people might decide to keep us in a pandemic for 2 years. So, like, I want you working together and sharing ideas, okay? Oh, yo. Most of you are youngins. If you do not have any form of organization or whatnot, oh God, I am in love with these things. Yep. Okay, these will usually fit your folders, your notebooks, probably a couple of your textbooks. And the nice part about them is you can do stuff like this and no one cares because it all stays in one place. How many of you, your backpack looks like a black hole, just had a disgusting love child with a trash compactor? Yeah. Right? Wait, did that go under the, okay. So those are materials. That's Remind. That's Plan Book. Here we go. I did this all backwards.
So are we gonna do it?
No. Now you just go back and hit the stuff that you missed. All right. Start with how my classroom rolls. I said I'm going to be very, very informal in here. You probably already picked up on I don't talk like most teachers. Okay? I'm just going to be me. You are people. I am people. I'm going to teach you math stuff, people. That's it. It doesn't need to be this teacher is professional on top of mountain guru that you come to for the knowledge. Like, no. I'm just going to show you some stuff with like letters and numbers. Maybe make some jokes along the way. Send you some memes. Okay? I want it to be relaxed and casual. That means in my room, if I'm going to treat you like an adult until you show me I can't, you hungry? Eat something. You thirsty? Drink something. You got to pee? I hope you're potty trained. Bathroom's out there. I would ask that you at least put your phone in here before you go, because if you're like me, the can is pretty much the modern phone booth. How many times you walked in the bathroom and you've seen a kid just standing there watching Netflix? Okay? You're going to be there and back a lot faster if you leave your phone here. Just go take care of your thing, come back. Okay? That means, y'all, I am super informal in here. I want you to be relaxed so you can focus on math. That means if you're hungry, eat something. You all got like the sweet spot. You got the class right after lunch. You know what that means? You get to drive all the way across town to Culver's to go get the good ice cream, come back, and you get to mow down your chicken strips and your concrete mixer while you're doing algebra. I don't care. Okay? Okay? I got like a bet with my my Algebra 2 because they got Maroon 3 tomorrow. I said it would be hilarious if I saw 20 kids eating Big Macs tomorrow during class. I don't care. I want you to feel comfortable. Yo, pantry right there if you want to leave your own food. Fridge is there. Microwave's there. Use them. You know how many times I've been in the middle of class and Paige walked in here and microwaved her popcorn and walked out? Just tortured everyone in the room? Go! I don't care. For 4 years straight, I had one of the Murray girls sitting right here during first hour math mowing down a bowl of Reese's Puffs. I'm not joking. No. Olivia, she kept her Reese's Puffs in that cabinet and her milk in that fridge. And she just get her done while doing pre-calc. I don't care. I want you to be comfortable. But here's the deal. You make a mess, clean it up. Guys, y'all are gross. You don't have paper towels in your bathrooms because guys are gross. Now, I heard someone lit something on fire, but the primary reason is because, yeah, it happened. The primary reason, every public place that I've been that has a population of males under 25 in it, they take the paper towels, they throw them in the urinals, and they pee on them because they think it's funny. They're stupid. So you don't get paper towels. If you got to clean something up, you're going to have to beg one of the ladies to go get it for you. Okay? Yep. Because guys are gross. Yep. Now, anyway, bring it back. If you're hungry, eat something. If you're thirsty, drink something. If you got to go to the bathroom, throw your phone on the counter or something, go in the bathroom.
Are you going to the dentist's office and get a candy from there?
If you're just like everything else, are you taking care of your responsibilities? Okay? If I say, all right, I want you guys to do these 4. You're already done with these 4 after a couple of minutes, and I've got like 9 other people who are just working and they're not getting it. By all means, get those streaks. Cool? Go get some candy. Come back. If you miss something, you have to understand you're going to miss something. So be responsible about it. Okay? Now, if you're one of those kids that's going to be disappearing for 15, 20 minutes in the middle of class every day, A, you need to get that checked out. Or B, you're not using your time well. Either A, I'm genuinely concerned for you. Can I help in any way? Or B, get your priorities straight because you're probably not doing so hot in my class if you're doing that. I'll treat you like an adult until you show me I can. Okay? No joke. If you guys want to just stash food in here, I've got kids who will warm up their lunch. Like this little GIF here, this is a typical lunch in my room. I usually got more kids in my room during lunch than this class. Just hanging out. I run game club. Kids come in here and just geek out. Or I'll have kids who come in because maybe they're just, a big old social drama, alienated with the friends. I don't want to go sit out there and see their faces. So they just come in here, throw on their headphones, watch Netflix, and eat their lunch. Okay, great. I want this place to be as comfortable and as casual as possible because so many of you just hate math. So I don't want you to focus on all the stuff that says you have to behave this way in school and you have to learn this thing that you're a little apprehensive about. I want all that other stuff to not be a concern so you can focus on the stuff that you're here to learn. Okay? Oh, y'all know that we have free lunches again. Free lunch and breakfast. That is for every student. But if, for any reason, you didn't get breakfast that morning, didn't get dinner last night, something's going down. I just don't want to go through the lunch. I don't even want to be out there because this person. I don't want to be around crowds. Me, I hate crowds. I have to wear earplugs to go to our staff meetings. Okay, I hate crowds. Every one of our assemblies that I am contractually obligated to go to, I skip. I chaperone. Teachers all have to do a chaperone thing for any of the dances every year. I always pick homecoming so I can stand right next to the pop machines out here and never go. I just stand there. So I never have to go in the room with the loud music and the strobing lights that would give me a seizure and make my head explode.
Yeah, seizures.
I had micro seizures in high school. Too many concussions.
Really?
Yes. So I get it. Yeah, well, and a couple of car wrecks. Okay, one car wreck. The other one was, you guys know what Gator is?
Yes.
Okay. The 1978 version of that was called a Cushman. It was even less safe, except that one could go faster. And my boss fixed the brakes.
No.
You know, the windshield's like this far away from your head. The leaf blower backpack unit was like falling out, so I like clutch brake smack. That was concussion number 4. I had 5 within a year and a half. So I had seizures, I had memory lapses, I had a lot. Yeah. Anyway, different story, different time. But I just want you to know, if you just can't, for whatever circumstance, if you need something, that cabinet right there with the green one that says freebies on it right below the calculators. In there, I've got a bunch of lunch and breakfast items ready to go, a bunch of personal hygiene items. You take what you need. No questions asked. You don't have to say anything. You just come in and take what you need. Okay? That's not just you. I don't care if you're in my class. You got a friend who they haven't been able to wash her clothes for 2 weeks. Getting a little funky. I got some deodorant in there. Go get it. Ladies, it is absolutely atrocious that we still don't have any feminine products in our bathrooms. We got toilet paper there. That's a basic body need. Why don't we have anything else? Got a whole bunch in there. Okay? Take what you need. And tell anyone else who needs it. You should not have to pay for stuff in a public school. Okay? I said that I'm autistic. That means I'm going to say and do things differently. That also means that I will do my best to help you with whatever your needs are. We got the fidgets. We got, like a lot of my sensory issues. Smells. Oh boy. Smells are a big thing for me. I'm also a double med asthmatic, which is why last year I was the only classroom in the district that had a mask mandate. It took me 7 weeks, 2 union representatives and 2 attorneys of fighting to get that mask mandate. You know the smoke that's been rolling around for the last like 6-7 weeks? On a good day in a normal year, my control meds are good enough that I have to use my rescue inhaler maybe once or twice a month. I've been using them 5 to 6 times a day because of the smoke. That's just the smoke. Do you know what a respiratory virus would do to me? Did you see last year how less than 10% of our staff and students gave a damn and wore a mask? Do you understand why I had a mask and why people probably thought I was a little bit of an a-hole? because every single person in this building was a threat to my survival. This year, I just have to hope I'm not one of the 0.2%. I have to trust the science. I have to trust the data. I'm a math guy. I went through the actual data, not just the reports from the CDC. I went through the data itself and crunched the numbers myself. I have to trust that I'm not one of the 0.2%. That's why we don't have a mask mandate this year. That and my kids in preschool. You know how little kids work, and you got younger siblings? Oh boy. You get one kid going into a preschool, they might as well just lick every other child in there. If one of them's got it, they all got it. So I just have to acknowledge my boys are going to get COVID. My wife and I are probably going to get the breakthrough infection just by sheer amount of exposure. We live in South Dakota. There's nothing I can do to prevent that. I just have to hope that I'm not going to die from it. There it is. Okay? But back to the smells. Y'all know Wolverine? Like senses cranked up to an 11. You've all seen Hugh Jackman standing there going, right? Sniffing at the air, and he can smell like the soldiers down the hill or something. Okay? That's me. It's good and it's bad. It's good because I hear things that kids really don't want me to hear. I hear things about your personal lives that you think you were whispering, you weren't. One of the best ones, about 4 or 5 years ago, I had a girl was did not believe me when I said this. Yeah, right, you don't know stuff. Really? I hear you like hammocks. And she turned about as red as those pants. We'll just say that she had an important life event in a hammock the previous week. I hear things that you don't want me to hear. So please be careful about what you say in my room. But it also means I get the downside of it. I can't go out into big crowds. I can't go around a lot of people without having earplugs in. I have to fidget. I have to stim. I have to leave our professional development sessions and come in here, throw on my noise canceling headphones, walk around the room and thud myself. You know what thudding is? Literally deep tissue compression. It just feels good. Okay? It's not me being weird or hurting myself. It's my body requires deep tissue compression because it changes the chemical composition in your hormones. So I have to do all that stuff. That also means if you come into my room reeking the high because you're thinking that Old Spice is a substitute for a shower, if you're coming in here thinking Axe is going to get you a mate because a YouTube commercial told you, I'm probably kicking you out of my class. It's never personal. Anywhere else out there, go for it. Just like grab that cologne and just like rub it on. I don't care, just not in my room. If you stink in my room, I will kick you out. It is not personal. Good thing that this is being live streamed and you can go watch the video. You're still not missing class. But you can't come into my room like that. If you do it multiple times, I know it's on purpose. Then we got an issue. Okay? But you just got to be aware, like, okay, you decide to throw on a little bit of lotion, a little bit of that, like strawberry and kiwi, good stuff, right? Whatever. 20 feet away from me, that feels like you squirted it up my nostrils. So I just ask that you guys respect that, okay? But other than that, I want you to just kick back, relax. As long as you're doing math, I want you to be happy in here. You come in during lunch, Spartan time, before school, after school. If my door's open, come in. I'm not joking. Given this class and its time block, it is not unreasonable that you might occasionally walk in here and there's a senior passed out on my couch. Like just straight up, they had a free block, didn't want to go home, so they came in here, grabbed the blanket, threw it on their head, and they went unconscious for 60 minutes. I don't care.
Did this actually happen?
Yes. Like regularly. Okay? I want you to feel the same way. I want you to feel comfortable with that. Maybe things just aren't going well out there and you need a place that you know isn't going to attack you and say, where are you supposed to be right now? If you need to just come in here, throw something over your head, put in your headphones, and just get your zen for like 20 minutes. Cool. I ain't going to ask questions. All right? Yes, sir.
Do you have any headphones stashed in here?
I do have spare headphones, including a noise canceling set, if you need it.
Okay. I might need some headphones for music. So.
Yep. I've got a couple of earbuds, and I have one set of noise canceling over the ear. They're not the greatest. They got a little bit of a crackle in the left ear, but you got what you got. Okay, so I say that I'm gonna treat you like an adult until you show me I can't. You show me that I can't. There we go. Words. So I don't really have a lot of rules, like set rules, but very few. I will not tolerate, with extreme regard, I will not tolerate any homophobia, transphobia, any racism, supremacy, misogyny, misinformation. If you come into my room and start spouting things that are going to attack another person's humanity or going to spread information that is false and detracts from that humanity, you're going to get kicked out of my room real quick. Okay? If you have those opinions, you are welcome to have them. I'll defend your right to have them. I think you're a trash person if you have them, but I will defend your right to have them. Just don't say them in my room. Okay? That goes along with respect. When I say that you need to respect each other, that includes respecting someone else's name and pronouns. You don't get to decide who another person is. They do. You don't get that definition. They do. That means respecting someone else as they are. If you ain't got anything nice to say, don't say it. That also means we got to be kind to each other when it comes to the actual academics. You should never, ever have fear of asking a question in this room and someone saying, dude, you're dumb. You should never ask a question in this room and someone laughs at you. I will shut that down hard. It is a safe space to ask questions. What's the worst that's going to happen? It was wrong and we learned from it. Y'all ever watch Mythbusters? When that was on TV? It's been a long time.
I think they still do it.
They got the reruns, I think. I don't know. Honestly. Oh, okay. I did not know that was a thing. What Mythbusters would do, they would take a phrase or a slogan or the urban myth and they would scientifically test it. They would recreate the situation. And they had a big motto that says, failure is always an option. Because if you screw up, at least you learn something. That first caveman, that is awesome. Mine doesn't go nearly that far. I knew a girl in middle school who could pick up a can of Coke backwards with the back of her hand. That's cool. Okay, anyway, so you always learn something from it. That first caveman that chased the little critter and said, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to corner you in your hole. And I'm going to come get you. And holy crap, what was that smell? Okay, I guess I'll never chase the thing that's got the white stripe on its back again. Y'all ever been sprayed by a skunk? That don't go away for weeks. Okay, but he learned something. I've heard that. Vinegar does a lot better because it's actual.
Except the vinegar smell won't go away through
Yeah. Choice, right? But anyway, I just want you to know, don't be ragging on each other. Don't be making fun of each other. That also means don't make fun of yourself. The first kid in here who says, oh, sorry, I'm just dumb. I can't do this. Oh, that gets me riled up. You call yourself dumb? You, me, skate park, after school. Like, do not be mean to yourself. Please do not be mean to yourself like that. Okay? It's not you dumb. It's I don't know this yet. We will fix that. So, never need to ask. Throw your phone down over there. Go. You potty trained. By the way, the whole lot of you, thank your parents for potty training you. That is grueling work. All right. Grading. This is what a lot of kids want to know. How are grades going to roll in this class? Okay, you're going to ignore those charts because that's Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc. I don't feel comfortable putting our inclusion algebra up here, just because private information, right? This is just in general. Here's how the grading goes. 10% of your grade, notes and assignments. Notes and assignments. 10% of it is just showing up and doing what you're supposed to. Completion. I want you working together. Homework doesn't belong on your grade as an assessment, because homework doesn't tell me what you know. Homework tells me what you know, what your friend knows, what your mom knows, what your random person that you asked at the buffet line of Copy Central out there in the morning. Y'all know, right? There's like 6 kids set up with stations. Like, did you do biology? Yeah. Did you do English? Yeah. Okay. And then they just switch. It doesn't tell me what you know. Okay, it was a thing. That's really stupid. Don't do that. No. I'm saying homework is not a valid assessment. Homework doesn't tell me what you know. It tells me what you and your peer group know. It tells me what Google knows. It tells me what Slater knows. So why would that be a part of your grade? No. 10% is, did you fill in the notes and do the assignments in class? Did you just do it? That's it. Completion. Did you do what you were supposed to? 10% is going to be daily quizzes. That's the homework grade. See, we're going to do stuff in class. You're going to get the assignment that looks just like the stuff we did in class. After we do that, you'll come to class the next day. I'm going to throw 1 or 2 problems up here that are like C-level, middle of the road. And I'm going to say, cool, we did this thing. You did that thing on your own. Can you do this? And it's literally going to be it's going to be one of the examples that we did. It's going to be the extra practice example next to it in my edition. Just like the one you did. You're going to score them yourself. I'm going to go through the points and stuff and show you how to score them. Now, you don't want to BS those. You are not going to want to say that I got 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 every single day. Because what happens when we hit the quiz, and you obviously aren't doing what you're supposed to, your homework and your daily quizzes all look like 90% because you're just copying stuff, and then we hit the quiz and you got a 42. Try having that conversation with mom and dad. Okay? I don't want you to do that. What the daily quiz is, it's like a gut check moment. This is what I'm supposed to know after yesterday. I look at the thing. I tried the thing. I got a 3 out of 5. I don't know this as well as I thought. I should probably wander down during Spartan time. Just get a couple more in. That's it. I should ask more questions in class. I should text him on Remind and see if he could throw me a few extra problems. I don't want blood, sweat, and tears math. I just want you to engage with it. Here's the part that kids freak out about. Ready for this? 10% homework and notes, 10% daily quiz, 70% tests. Now, kids hear that and they start to freak out. 70% are your quizzes, tests. And kids start to, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. Bear with me. It's not bad.
What happened to that last 10% then?
And then 10% is your final.
What?
A cumulative cover the whole semester final is worth 10% of your grade.
That's not bad.
That's actually better than any other classes.
Okay? It's usually a border buster. It's usually if you're like teetering on the edge between letters, the final is the thing that tips you one way or the other. You've all seen the movie where like the limo is hanging off the cliff and the bird sits on the hood. That's our final. Okay? It doesn't move you that much. I have never seen someone's grade move more than 2-3% because of the final. It's just a border buster. Okay. Now, the tests. A lot of kids are going to freak out about hearing 70% of my grade is tests. But I know it's really blurry if I zoom in on it, but can you all see that that is essentially the same thing?
Actually, it just says Algebra 2.
Yeah, I just threw a random old quiz on there. This is how class runs. You're going to come into my room. 1, 2, 3, 4 days of instruction, maybe 5. I'm a little iffy on your class. Do an in-class review and quiz. 5 days of instruction, review quiz. 5 days of instruction, review quiz. Over and over and over. How many of you have had your grade just uppercut into the spikes? Little dude comes out in the corner, toasty! How many of you have had your grade just wrecked because of that gigantic test 3 days before the Spartan time list came out? That don't happen in my room. There are no big unit tests. There are no midterm tests. There's no big chapter tests. It is literally, here's 5 days of instruction, test, or quiz and test. You're going to come in, and I'm going to say, hey, remember this stuff that we did last Wednesday? Remember the stuff we did last Friday? Remember the stuff we did on Tuesday? Remember the stuff we did Thursday? Hey, remember this stuff from like 2 months ago? Okay, you don't? Cool, we'll go through it anyway. We go through all of that stuff, and then I give you a quiz that looks exactly like it. No surprises. You know exactly what you need to do because we review it right before you do it. Okay? No trying to memorize a month of stuff for one big honkin' test. We do that all year long. You will never have a big unit test in here. That's just what it is the whole year. Couple of days, review quiz. Couple of days, review quiz. Couple of days, review quiz. All year long. And here's the one where you get kids, like, you know that meme with Vince McMahon where he's like, and the individual stages of, oh my God. Here's the one where people freak out. Open notes. Open everything. I want you to use all of your resources. Open everything. Right now, in here, I want you to think about the person you contact the most. Mom, dad, grandma, best friend, whatever. What's her phone number? I only know my wife's because it's the code I put in at Safeway. We look it up, right? Quick, quick. What's the capital of Honduras? What's the capital of Honduras?
I don't even know what Honduras is.
Wow. Okay. It's a country. Okay. Real functional adults look things up. Real functional adults don't memorize stuff. We look things up. Do you know that most IT guys, when they're working on something, they don't code by scratch. They copy and paste an old module that they have and then edit it. You know how many times I've gone down to our tech guys to ask them a question and they Google it right in front of me? Real adults look things up. We don't memorize things. I want you to use your resources on this. So I want you to think about this. 70% of your grade is a piece of paper in which I'm going to review it right before you do it. Number 3 on the review looks just like number 3 on your quiz. You get to use that for your quiz, along with the entire bit of notes and every example that we've ever done in class. All fair game. Starting to sound like maybe 70% ain't that bad a deal?
No, it's actually. It sounds like it's really easy.
God, yeah, it does. It's almost like any kid that you've heard who came in here and said that like half the kids fail. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? I want this to be stress-free. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to ask questions. I want you to feel confident. I want you, if I give you all those resources, if I give you the review right before you do it, if I give you open notes, don't you still have to do it? You're still doing it. Why isn't that a valid form of assessment? And why hasn't any other teacher let you do that? Okay? I want to know what you can do when you are fully supported. That's my room. Now, the Good Samaritan option. Extra credit does not exist in my room. Extra credit is artificial grade inflation. I firmly believe that extra credit is stuff that has nothing to do with your grade that changes your grade. You've all probably been in the class where you failed multiple tests. You don't know what's going on, but you brought in Kleenex, you dressed up for homecoming, you made a bowl of chili and said it was from Mexico. And now all of a sudden you got to be in the class, even though you have no idea what's going on. Extra credit doesn't actually show me what you know. But what happens for the kid who has been doing everything they're supposed to? The kid who asks questions in class, who works well with their neighbor, the kid who comes in during Spartan time once in a while, the kid who showed up in the morning and asked a question. What happens to the kids who do everything they're supposed to and they're still not where they want to be? Good Samaritan option. If you've been engaging like that, if you have 80% or better homework and note completion, you are doing what you're supposed to, you're holding up your end of the bargain. You get a grade on the final higher than your grade going into the final. That's your new grade. So I want you to think about this. You've been busting your butt all semester, but you're still sitting at like a 70 going into the final. You're hurting. I don't want to be stuck in Spartan time. Mom and Dad said they'll go half and half with me on a car if I get them all B's or better. You go into the final, you get 83 on the final. Cool, you got 83 for the class. Because you showed me on a cumulative exam that you understand it to a higher degree of proficiency. Why shouldn't that be your grade? Guess what? That's open notes too. Are you seeing the silver platter with a giant cake on it? School isn't supposed to be gotcha. I want to give you every tool that I can and you show me what you can really do. Okay? That's my class. So when you come on Friday, I'm going to hand you that packet. Hopefully you have a notebook and a calculator ready to go. If you don't, talk to me, hopefully between now and then. My Spartan time is seniors. I only have 12 of them. Only 2 of them are required to be in there. One of them goes and does ceramics. The other one skips all the time. I got no one in my room except for nerds come down here and geek out. And because of that, any of you who are on an IEP that are required to go to your case manager's room for Spartan time, which I do not agree with that decision in the slightest, because those are very crowded, loud, obnoxious, annoying rooms where no one can think. My room's open. Come on down. Okay? Whether it's for math or just to not be in there. So, I got a lot more stuff on here. You go like, where is it? I got everyone's got the FAQ, right? Frequently asked questions. I got a bunch of random stuff on there. If I didn't say it by now. Game Club, I got stuff for them. All of our geekness. Current events every couple of weeks, couple of times every semester, I'll throw out a email blast to all students and parents to let you know how things are going. It's through Campus Portal, so you should get it as an email, I think. What else we got going on? Oh, this one's fun. Every now and then I'm going to stop what I'm doing, and I'm going to write down what you just said, because that's my retirement plan. I'm a teacher. They pay us in peanuts and insults. So I'm going to make a book at some point of all the stupid stuff that kids say, and it's great. You got to see some of these winners. Did someone say my name? Yeah, I said gross. Mr. Sullivan, what's motorboating? We'll tell you when you're older, kid. Hey, Kevin, is Throat Punch Thursday? Which was then followed by a Throat Punch Thursday. Like a bunch of random stuff like that. I want you to have fun with it. I've had kids tell me that I need to put myself in the quote book. Okay. I just want you to know it's got to be relaxed. It's not about blood, sweat, and tears. Empty your guts. Let's math. Let's come in here and hang out, and hopefully you'll learn something out of it. Another thing, you probably all had that teacher who screwed up. And then they're like, oh, I was just seeing if you were paying attention. They're lying. They screwed up. I'm a human being. I'm going to screw up. I'm going to screw up a lot. Because in addition to trying to teach the class, being autistic means that I have to try to maintain eye contact with all of my students to make sure they're paying attention. I know that she ain't, because she's just been staring for a long time, right? I have to try to keep track of too many things, and my brain can't do that at once. I can hyperfixate on a thing really well. But that means I'm going to screw up here a lot. And when I do, how many of you have had McCreary or work before? Any of you? Oh, cool. They stole the whole brownie point thing from me. I've been doing that for like 13 years. Brownie points. Literally, brownies. I screw up. You catch me before I do. You're like, oh, hey there, boss. That's 15, not 12. Damn. Come over here. I do that 20 times. I literally bring in brownies. Y'all, my wife can cook. Now, most of this is like 40 pounds of stress eating for the last 2 years. But she can cook. Is there anyone here who's got a food allergy, by the way? Gluten, nuts?
I used to be able to eggs, but I'm not.
I heard a kid who was allergic to apples. Just apples. Just apples. Nothing else. Just apples. Yeah? Okay. If you have a food allergy, let me know, because I always make sure that we have the proper alternatives. Like when I had like 2 or 3 of the Olsen boys in my room, they're all gluten kids. So I make sure that I have alternatives at all times. That goes for our game club groups too. Like when we do our once a quarter big tournament on the weekend in the libraries, I order pizza and stuff and we just ham it up for the day. I make sure that we always have alternatives. But You hit 20, I bring in food. I turn that into a 25 and I say, I dare you to do it again. To this date, this is year 14 for me. I've only had one class hit 3 trays of brownies. Bring it. I dare you. I dare you. I want you to be the second class to ever hit that 3 trays of brownies. Show them up. That was my rock star group of Algebra 2. There was like a group of 6 kids and they were all like 4.0 super big brain megamind types. I called them my council of ladies because like 3 of them would fact check everything I did and then the other one back here would argue. She was the class attorney. Like they barely got to 3. I want to see you do it. Get me. I am wrong. Human beings can admit we're wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Prove it. Catch me. And then get goodies out of it. Okay? So, God, I hate day 1. I really hate day 1. And I'm sorry that you have to sit there for me flapping my lips at you for 90 minutes. But it's better to front load it and get it all out there. Because then you can come in on Friday and it's just, here's your packets, let's go. Okay? Now, if you have any questions, you let me know anytime. My door is open. You're welcome to come in. Additionally, I am sending everyone a homework assignment on Remind. Did I say this part already? The day's already blurring together. Okay. I'm going to send you all that link after school's out. If your vocabulary is not the best, what does auspicious mean? Okay. If your vocabulary is not the best, you're probably going to want like a dictionary app or something or a tab open. But it's a word association thing, and it's really slick. They give you a word, you say how much I identify with it. This is me, this is definitely not me. And what I want you doing, this is just to make sure that everyone is using Remind, that you are in the system. I want you to take this little quiz, set at 50 questions, screenshot the results and send it to me. That's it, that's your homework. Take a little word association thing, screenshot your results, send it to me. And if you're curious what it means, there it is. It'll also say it when you're done. I'll know more about you from that than you want me to know. So, that's it. Come in ready to rock on Friday.
I honestly don't really want to leave this class now.
Ah.